Hey team, just going to talk today about some advanced strategies for multiple offers. So bully offers and escalation clauses. But first, let's talk about presentation times. So oftentimes what I'm seeing a lot right now is people getting a bit too rushed when they get a lot of interest on a new listing. We had one on the weekend where they had 12 offers on the first weekend. And so you're in control as the listing agent. Your job is to represent your seller and help get them the result that they are looking for. So it starts with consulting with your seller client and determining what's important to them. Is getting the maximum price the most important thing to them? Is certainty the most important thing to them? Is timing the most important thing to them because they're dealing with relocation or something like that, or trying to time a move? So when you're representing the seller, have that discussion with them right up front. It should be part of your listing conversation to say, if we get into multiple offers, how comfortable are you with the amount of time that we've had exposure to the market before we accept an offer? And so you can get seller's instructions in writing, whether it be right in the listing agreement, the seller rep agreement in the terms, or as an addendum to the seller rep agreement, and or you get an email from them in terms of how they want to manage that going forward. So to give you a quick story, when I was in the heat of the market of like '05 to '07 and doing a lot of condo project marketing, we got a lot of lowball offers from some people trying to pick up investor units in some of the projects we were marketing. I had it written into my seller rep agreement with my developer clients that I wouldn't even have to present an offer below asking price. I got it in writing from the seller. So if I got an offer, I could just reject it and say, the seller has instructed me not to present any offers below the asking price. Let us know if you're interested to make changes to your offer, and we're happy to present it. So again, just to exemplify that the whole key point is it's seller driven. So you need to manage that process for them. So if you're getting a ton of realtors calling and interest and stuff back and forth, take control of the situation. Manage your showings, document everything, keep a separate sheet if need be or whatever for that property, and then set up presentation time. If you list it on Wednesday or Thursday, you might have a presentation time of Monday at 5 p.m. that you're going to give all the clients fair opportunity to get through the property, everyone that's potentially interested to see it, give them best chance and logistical opportunity to like write their offer. If you have it pre-scheduled, you're much more likely to get more interest because people know that there is multiple offers. You disclose that with seller's permission, and away you go. So now that you have a presentation time set, let's talk about some of the advanced strategies. So bully offers. So if you're repping a buyer and someone has done that, they've scheduled it, they know that there's going to be a lot of interest, so they've maybe priced it accordingly to try to get multiple offers. And as of Monday at 5 o'clock, they're going to be presenting offers. But you view it first thing Friday. And you're like, my buyers love this. This is what they've been looking for. And then you make a bully offer. So you discuss that strategy with your buyers. And what is a bully offer? A bully offer is where you put a time to expiry on that offer. So that section at the bottom of the purchase contract where it states this offer is open for acceptance until. So you're going to make an offer and in writing, formalize it, and then put this offer is open for acceptance until noon on the Saturday. And so that seller agent still has to present that offer to the seller. They don't have to respond to it. They can choose to let it go, but that's the bully offer strategy, is it forces them to deal with it. You're basically kind of showing your cards and saying, here's where we're making a good, strong offer. You shouldn't be offering below asking price and asking for all kinds of favors. You're making a good, clean offer, but that gives your buyer the best chance to potentially beat out all the other parties. And so if you're repping the seller and that happens, how do you manage that? So you present the offer. It's up to the seller how they want to respond. You can advise them accordingly that we have a bunch of other showings scheduled and we may get other interest, but you don't know that for sure. You might have 10 showings over the weekend and only end up with the one offer. So bird in the hand, it's up to the seller what they want to do. And a lot of times people will choose certainty. If it's a good, clean offer and they're happy with the price and stuff, they'll accept it. So let's talk about escalation clauses as another advanced strategy. So an escalation clause is basically designed that if to say there's 5 offers on a property and the buyer tells you, you know what, It's listed for 400. We'd be willing to pay 420 for this property. You've done a CMA with them, discussed pricing. It really fits their needs. It's exactly what they want. So they see more value in that property. Because at the end of the day, that is what a property is worth. It's what someone's willing to pay, and the seller is willing to sell, and the lender will lend, and the appraiser will appraise. So right now, a lot of it is driven by the fit. Like one buyer could see more value in a property than another buyer could. And so escalation clause works where they don't have to overbid and like kind of outbid themselves. So what you put in as the wording is, buyer agrees to a purchase price of $1,000 over the highest offer price of multiple offers on this date. So if you're presenting today, or the presentation timeline, and the example of the bully offer, the Monday, been shown all weekend, you submit your offer on that Monday, and you leave the purchase price blank, and you put in that escalation clause, either right by the price section if you can fit it there, or you put it under terms, and highlight that fact and explain what you're doing to the listing agent. So what that does is, and it's important to understand the legalities of it here, is that the seller still has to put a price in. Everybody has to sign and agree to a price. The escalation clause communicates your buyer's intention, and it gives them the best opportunity to kind of win the multiple offer without bidding against themselves. So the seller would then agree on a price, send that back to the buyer. So the buyer is going to see what price they're actually being asked to agree to, or the listing agent may ask the buyer's agent, okay, we've agreed on this price, $410,000 or $408,000. Please have your buyer initial and send those changes back to us. So again, that's how I would handle that if you're repping a seller. But if I was repping the buyer, I would ask the listing agent to have their seller initial and change that and send it back to us for final when repping the buyer. So it can be a really great strategy. We had one a couple weeks ago where our agent was texting me on the weekend about it, and we had a couple of chats. She was able to get their clients the property. I think there was 5 offers actually in that example, at least 3, and they paid $9,000 less than they were willing to pay, but they won the offer, and both the other listing agent and the client just thought she was a genius for doing that. And those clients already referred her a couple of other people because they were so excited about winning this multiple offer and finding that home. So at the end of the day, these are all strategies to help you win for your clients. In a competitive market like we're in now, you have to use some of these strategies, be smart, and figure out what your client actually wants. Some cases, that's paying more. That's going unconditional. These strategies work to win in a multiple offer situation if your clients are set up for success. So make sure that you pre-qualify them, you're working with them, you're prepping them about market conditions, and then using some of those advanced strategies to help them get the properties that they want, and to help represent your sellers as well. And the last point I'll highlight as well is, as a follow-up to our backup offers video, if you have a listing that's super hot and you got multiple offers or maybe a bully offer that you accepted, don't accept a backup offer. It's just not in the best interest of your seller. If you've got one good offer already that you're happy with, if you're going to log up another backup offer that's not, in a multiple offer situation as a backup, you don't know there's not going to be a lot of other interest there. So it's better to give yourself some flexibility when you're repping the seller to not have that contractual domino lined up with your backup offer. And we've seen a lot of situations where there's multiple offers as backup offers, or a deal falls through, goes pending first, second day on market. That deal falls through because both parties maybe weren't getting pre-qualified or whatever as well as they should have, or it falls apart on inspection is kind of the number one thing that's coming up a lot lately with mismanaged expectations by some buyer's agents. And so then you go back to everyone who's looked at that property and kind of try to reinstigate a multiple offer, right? Where if you had a backup offer, you could receive an offer to afterwards for 10, 20 grand more, and they can't accept it because they already have this other offer as backup position contractually. So as always, reach out if you have any other questions, but few advanced strategies there that you can use to help your clients win in today's market.